We open with a boy named Light at school. Suddenly the weather shifts, the wind picks up, and a strange notebook drifts down from the sky. Light picks it up and examines it closely before pocketing it. It's quickly established that this is no ordinary notebook, but something ancient and mysterious. Rain begins to fall outside. Heading back in, Light notices a troublemaking classmate teasing another boy and steps in to stop it, only for the bully to punch him instead, knocking him and his bag to the ground. In the process, homework belonging to other students spills out of his bag, revealing that Light has secretly been doing assignments for other kids. He's sent to the principal's office and given isolation as punishment. Sitting alone, he remembers the strange notebook and starts reading through it. It's not an ordinary composition book at all. It's filled with rules and regulations, clearly something ancient. And the way it's described doesn't quite match anything he's ever seen. As he flips through it, strange things begin happening around him. He notices something unusual nearby. Not a person, but some sort of creature with sharp, jagged features and an unmistakably sinister presence. Terrified, Light eventually comes to understand that this isn't a monster, but a death spirit, and this entity is the true owner of the notebook. The death spirit explains the notebook's real purpose. Certain pages inside are known as death pages, and whoever currently holds the notebook effectively controls it, meaning Light is now its owner. The core rule is simple but devastating. Write someone's name on one of these pages, and that person will die. The owner can choose exactly how, specifying a method of death, and the victim will die accordingly, provided certain conditions are followed. Understandably, Light doesn't believe any of this at first. The spirit tells him he has 7 days to write at least one name, or ownership will pass to someone else. To write a name, though, the owner must know both the person's real name and their face, and only realistic causes of death can be used. The spirit urges him to actually use the notebook. Looking out the window, Light spots the same bully from earlier, still tormenting someone else. Deciding to test the spirit's claims, he writes the boy's name in the notebook, specifying that his head will be crushed. Moments later, we cut outside to see 2 cars collide, one carrying a metal ladder that ends up crushing the boy's head exactly as written. Everyone around Light is left in shock. Witnessing this firsthand convinces him that everything the death spirit told him is real, and he's understandably terrified. The spirit reminds him there's enormous potential in this power, and offers to pass the notebook along if Light doesn't want it. Afterward, Light returns home, where we learn his father is a detective. It's revealed that his mother was murdered years earlier by a criminal who was never convicted due to lack of evidence, a fact that's created deep tension between father and son. Furious, Light accuses his father of never avenging her death, something that's clearly weighed on him for a long time. That's when the idea strikes him. He could simply write the killer's name in the notebook himself. He does exactly that. Later, we see the same criminal celebrating at a party with friends, when he suddenly drops dead in front of everyone. Both father and son find some peace hearing the news. Light has avenged his mother, and the strained relationship between him and his father begins to heal. This leads Light to start wondering whether the notebook's power could actually be used for good. While pondering this at school, a girl named Mia approaches him. She's his close friend, and he ends up confiding in her about the mysterious notebook and its deadly power. Skeptical, she doesn't believe him at first, so Light offers proof. When a known criminal happens to be nearby, he writes the man's name in the notebook, specifying death by car accident, and it plays out exactly as written, since Light already knew the man's real identity and face. Mia is stunned. Together, they hatch a plan. Since they now wield this incredible power, they'll use it to wipe out the worst people in the world. Criminals, murderers, dangerous figures of all kinds. Names and faces are easy enough to find through the internet, so they start compiling a list, and one by one, these people begin meeting sudden, unexplained deaths. It's also revealed that the notebook's owner has some influence over exactly how a victim dies in their final moments. Light adopts an alias, Kira, writing that name down whenever a death occurs, hoping the mere mention of Kira will strike enough fear into criminals that some will stop offending altogether, believing Kira has come to eliminate evil. Word spreads globally almost instantly. A mysterious killer named Kira is out there, systematically eliminating criminals, and public opinion becomes surprisingly divided. Some see it as a long overdue cleansing of society's worst. Since Light is, in fact, the one responsible, law enforcement scrambles to track him down, but with no real evidence, he proves nearly impossible to trace. Eventually, a brilliant investigator is brought in specifically to crack the case, known only by the alias L. He conceals his face and identity entirely, and no one knows his real name. Meanwhile, Light and Mia are thriving, having already claimed the lives of over 400 people. In a public address, L directly challenges Kira to reveal himself. Sharp and methodical, L begins digging into the investigation, eventually enlisting the help of Light's own father, given his detective background, hoping it'll speed up the search for Kira. Light and Mia are rattled. They hadn't anticipated anyone actually organizing a serious effort to catch them. having grown comfortable in their success. Elle's involvement significantly raises their anxiety. Light asks his father what kind of punishment Kira would face if caught, and his father explains that public opinion is split. Roughly half would demand a death sentence, while the other half would want to understand exactly how he's been doing it. This only deepens Light's unease, and he shares his growing fear with Mia, suggesting they should stop entirely, especially since Light himself is now among the suspects Elle is investigating, given his access to his father's case files. Elle assigns an agent specifically to monitor Light's activities. Learning this, Light forces himself to stay outwardly calm. Mia, meanwhile, grows frustrated sensing Light losing his enthusiasm for the notebook, since she's been genuinely enjoying the power they wield. Elle has become a serious obstacle for them, but they can't simply eliminate him, since neither of them knows his real face or name, a fundamental requirement of the notebook's rules. They discuss the idea of writing down the names of all the agents investigating Kira, hoping to intimidate the rest into abandoning the case. It's Mia's suggestion, but Light refuses, unwilling to take innocent lives. Reluctantly, Mia goes along with his decision instead. Separately, Elle deduces that Kira can only kill people whose faces have been publicly shown, meaning anyone kept anonymous is safe from him. To avoid drawing further suspicion, Light decides to pause the killings for a while. Then, unexpectedly, a group of agents working the case all die by suicide, jumping from a building. Deaths that Light never wrote himself. Someone else is clearly responsible. The situation spirals, since up until now, Kira had only targeted criminals and was viewed by many as some kind of vigilante hero. But now that police have died, public perception shifts sharply. Kira is now seen as an unpredictable threat capable of killing anyone. Deeply unsettled, Light confronts the death spirit, asking if it was responsible. The spirit insists it had nothing to do with it, that it's simply incapable of acting that way. In a public seminar, Light's father directly challenges Kira, demanding he stop killing innocent people and daring him to come forward and kill him instead, if he has the nerve. Watching the broadcast together, Mia furiously urges Light to write his own father's name in the notebook. Horrified, Light refuses, asking if she's lost her mind. Elle, meanwhile, is watching closely to see whether Kira takes the bait and targets Light's father. He doesn't. Light's father survives, and this becomes the turning point that shifts Elle's suspicion into near certainty, reasoning that since his fellow detective on the case wasn't targeted, and Kira seems to be avoiding anyone connected to solving the case personally, Light himself must be Kira. That night, Elle confronts Light directly, revealing his own face for the first time and pressing him to admit the truth. Light brushes him off and leaves, but he now knows he's under direct suspicion, and with no way to write down Elle's real name, he can't eliminate the threat, no matter how badly he wants to. Mia tells Elle she once had genuine feelings for him, and insists they need to find a way to resolve the growing danger. Determined to remove Elle from his path, Light reasons that since he's now seen Elle's actual face, someone close to Elle, a friend, likely knows his real name. He writes that friend's name into the notebook, gaining control over him. This reveals another rule of the notebook. A person's life can be spared entirely if the page bearing their name is burned, though the death spirit warns Light this can only be done once. With the friend now under his control but still unaware of Elle's actual identity, Light orders him to find out by any means necessary. The friend recalls that Elle used to attend a particular academy, suggesting his records there might list his real name, so Light sends him to search the school immediately. Light's plan is to learn Elle's true identity, then burn the page bearing his controlled friend's name to keep him safe, letting everything return to normal. But Elle grows suspicious when his friend goes missing, quickly putting together that Light must have taken control of him specifically to uncover his identity. Distressed, Elle shows up unannounced at Light's house, telling his father outright that his son is the real Kira, responsible for his friend's disappearance. Still, without solid evidence, Light isn't in real danger of arrest. Elle searches the house but finds nothing, including no sign of the ancient notebook, since Mia had already taken it with her for safekeeping. Just then, Light receives a call from Elle's captured friend, confirming he's arrived at the academy and close to uncovering the name. But when Light checks the notebook to burn the protective page, he finds it's already gone. Someone tore it out before he could act, and the friend dies before he can reveal anything. Devastated, Light is left reeling. Later at a dance party, Mia reveals the truth herself. She's the one who tore out the page protecting Elle's friend, and she's also the one who wrote the names of the investigating agents into the notebook. She adds, almost casually, that she's now written Light's own name in as well, specifying that his heart will simply stop at midnight. She offers a deal. She'll burn his page and spare him if he hands the notebook over to her completely. In essence, Mia's using affection as leverage to seize full control of the book. Having learned of his friend's death, Elle intensifies his efforts, and finally manages to physically apprehend Light. He turns to a nearby cook for assistance, revealing that Light is Kira and asking for help detaining him. But the cook, secretly loyal to Kira, knocks Elle out cold instead. Elle drags Mia along as he flees, and the two end up trapped on a swing set suspended in the air as police close in on the scene. Light pleads with Mia, telling her that if she truly loves him, she won't take the notebook from him, that they can still make things right together. Driven by greed, Mia refuses and yanks the notebook from his hands. Seeing this, Light tells her she's made a grave mistake, and it dawns on Mia in that instant. Light must have already written her name into the notebook himself. With both their names now inscribed on its pages, they both plummet from the swing. Mia dies instantly on impact, while Light falls into the water below. We then see Light in a hospital, having slipped into a coma. Elsewhere, criminals continue dying regardless. People start to notice that Elle had long suspected the now comatose Light, yet the killings haven't stopped. It's eventually revealed that during the fall, a page tore loose from the notebook and burned away, the very page bearing Light's own name. As it turns out, Light had outmaneuvered Mia entirely. Anticipating she'd written his name, he'd countered by writing that she would die the moment she took the notebook back from him, and arranged for his own name's page to burn, and for him to fall into water rather than die outright. He'd also used the opportunity to write down several more names of dangerous criminals before everything unfolded. A corrupt doctor happens to pull the unconscious Light from the water, later taking his own life. The notebook then passes to another individual who uses it to write down a fresh string of evil names before eventually returning the notebook to Light once he finally wakes from his coma. By this point, Elle has been removed from the case entirely, but makes one final visit to Mia's residence, uncovering records tying her to the deaths of the police officers, effectively pinning all the blame on her. Light, now fully recovered and back in possession of the notebook, walks away having learned one hard lesson. From now on, he won't trust anyone. The film ends on that note.